Verdict: we, the jury, find George Zimmerman not guilty. So say we all four-person.
Does either side want to poll the jury?
We would, Your Honor.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as your juror number is being called, please answer whether this is your verdict.
Juror B, 21, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror B, 76, is this your verdict? Yes. Juror B, 37, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror B, 51, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror E, 6, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror E, 40, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Thank you.
This bitch ass nigga get to walk.
DJ now, attorney, and here and senior legal analyst. Mark, you're not surprised by this. You predicted this all along.
Yeah, but you know, it's not a time for jubilance. It's not a time for high-fiving. This is a time for being somber and reflective and to put blessings on everybody and figure out how we can do better as a people. You know, there's no joy in calling a case right when you have a 17-year-old teenager dead. This is just a tragedy, and we need to figure out a way to do better. So yes, it's not.
Y'all should have found his ass guilty.
It's full of reasonable doubt, but what I'm proud of is that the time and attention these jurors spent.
He knew that man. They knew that man was guilty though, man.
Was any of the women black? I want to know.
You know, to be a lawyer and to be with you all as we're bringing
His bitch ass.
to the country and the world. Because,
Fucking homo.
as we've said before, justice is about the process, not about the outcome. And we saw a fair jury selection. We saw great advocates on both sides. We couldn't have fought any harder for their respective sides. And a jury came back with a verdict. Understand, this doesn't mean that he was not guilty. Innocent. We don't have that in our system. It means that the state didn't meet its burden. And that's our constitutional system. For other issues, and we have civil courts and all that. But today, the jurors said that our Constitution withheld this and withstood it. And we were able to go ahead and have a fair hearing, an open trial, and the Constitution survived. Tragedies exist.
Still can't walk the street though. I'm trying to tell you.
But this is not a time for jubilance. This is a time for reflection.
He got to move.
Blessings and hope that
You better do something.
Yeah. He could be to walk those streets free. Somebody gonna kill his ass, right?
Here, the moments ago inside the courtroom where the verdict was read off that George Zimmerman was found not guilty. You have been saying all along as well that you don't think that the state proved its burden of guilt here.
That's right. I had always felt that even if their sympathy had caused the conviction to be brought in, an appellate court would probably reverse it. And I think, Mark makes a very important point that everybody should remember. This is not a comment on the morality or even the right and wrong of what went on that night. If George Zimmerman didn't have a gun on him that night, this might have just been a brutal fist fight in which two people were hurt, but everybody came out alive. He had a gun on him that night, and under Florida law, he was justified, says this jury, in using the gun in self-defense. The prosecution always had a very weak case because they were not able to prove what happened in the moments leading up to the physical confrontation. And the only piece of important evidence really on that issue was the fractured nose of George Zimmerman, which would indicate he was struck by Travon Martin, giving him the right, this jury obviously felt, to self-defense ultimately. But obviously he was wrong in what he did to Travon Martin. Travon Martin lived in that community. He had a right to be there.
That's crazy.
There's a difference between right and wrong and morality and what can be proven in a court of law sometimes. And it's kind of a sad thing, and in some respects maybe it's a good thing, because we have a system that the prosecution must prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. They could not prove it here, and the jury, I'm sure quite reluctantly, had to return this verdict.
Okay, we want to listen now.
This bitch ass nigga about to walk. Well, I ain't say about to, he walk.
We also promised that we would seek the truth for Travon Martin and due process for George Zimmerman, that we would get all of the facts and details of this very difficult case before a jury, and that we chose to do it that way because we felt that everyone had a right to know everything about this case. that for a case like this to come out in bits and pieces served no good to no one. As Mr. Guy told the jury yesterday, to the living we owe respect, to the dead we owe the truth. We have been respectful to the living. We have done our best to assure due process to all involved, and we believe that we brought out the truth on behalf of Travon Martin. There are so many people to thank, starting with Sheriff Esslinger and his entire sheriff's office. They've been so good to us, as has Michelle Kennedy.
Yeah, but if Younger would have killed George Zimmerman, his ass had been found guilty, what, 5 months ago? 3 months ago, exactly. I bet you. That's crazy.
You have respected our privacy, you the media, because we said after the press conference that we were going to try this case in the courtroom.
That's why I don't fuck with the system at all, man. They crooked as shit.
I appreciate you respecting our privacy and doing that. I have an amazing team of lawyers, paralegals, and investigators who put their lives on hold and with me accepted the governor's assignment to take on this difficult investigation in this difficult case. And I'm so proud to stand here with them and to be part of the historical aspect of this case to show